All right, everyone, welcome in. We're diving into some seriously intriguing territory today. Aries and Pisces, romantic compatibility.
Ooh, yeah, this one's a doozy. The source material we've got is, well, let's just say it doesn't hold back.
It really doesn't. So we're on a mission here, listeners, to uncover both the hidden strengths, A and D, the unexpected challenges when these two signs collide in the realm of love.
And trust me, there are challenges. Sometimes when I think about Aries and Pisces together, it's less like two zodiac signs and more like two completely different planets trying to merge orbits.
Right, and the source totally emphasizes that, especially with how they describe the ruling planets. It's like they're setting the stage for a cosmic showdown.
Oh, absolutely.
On one side, you've got Mars, fiery, active, ruling over Aries with an iron fist, or should I say an iron planet. Then on the other side, Neptune,
Yeah.
all mysterious and shrouded in this kind of dreamy, ethereal energy governing Pisces. It's wild.
It is. It is. It really is like you're looking at a crackling bonfire next to a deep, still ocean. It's a powerful image.
It is. It's beautiful and powerful, but you also kind of wonder, like, are they going to coexist, or are things going to get a little messy?
A little volatile, perhaps? Yeah, and that's what's so fascinating about this pairing, because the visual difference between fire and water, it's not just for show. It really translates into their emotional experiences as well.
So true. And that's where things can get complicated, right? Because if you're imagining an Aries, they're always a ball of fire,
Right.
right? They're direct, passionate, sometimes even a little confrontational in how they express their emotions.
Absolutely. No beating around the bush with an Aries.
Not at all.
Yeah.
And then you have Pisces, who are a lot more internally driven, sensitive, and really, really deeply affected by the emotional undercurrents, the vibes of everything and everyone around them.
Very intuitive.
Yes.
Yeah.
And you can see how, right from the get-go, misunderstandings could arise just from those very different ways of experiencing and expressing emotions.
For sure. It's like they're speaking different emotional languages.
Absolutely. And speaking of misunderstandings, one thing that really jumped out from the source was this whole trust issue. Like, it's a recurring theme with Aries and Pisces, wouldn't you say?
Oh, absolutely. Trust is huge GE, and it kind of goes back to that whole Mars-Neptune clash.
Right. Because you've got Aries, ruled by Mars, the planet of action. They just dive headfirst into everything.
Exactly. Exactly.
And that boldness, which can be super attractive, can also feel a little intense for a Pisces who's used to, like, feeling things out more subtly.
For sure. It's that impulsivity. Aries is all about ready, fire, aim. And Pisces is much more, okay, let's think about this. Let's meditate on this. Let's feel this out.
Totally. And on the flip side, Pisces' tendency to retreat into their own little world, which is often full of dreams and creativity and deep emotions, it can be confusing for an Aries.
Absolutely. It can feel like, wait, where'd you go? Come back. I was just talking to you.
Right. And then that's when those trust issues can start to bubble up for an Aries, because they're like, what are you hiding? What's going on in that mysterious Piscean brain of yours?
Yeah. Yeah. It's like they're speaking different languages, but then they're also trying to have a conversation about trust, which is already so delicate. It's so true. And the source actually gets into some really specific scenarios where this can cause friction. For example, they talk about walks in nature, which, for a Pisces, that probably sounds like the most romantic thing ever.
Right, totally right. Connecting with the beauty, the tranquility.
Exactly. But for an Aries who's always on the move, always craving excitement, it might feel a little slow, a little too low-key.
For sure. They might be like, can we pick up the pace here? Let's go for a run. Let's climb something.
Exactly. And then on the flip side, they talk about water sports.
Ooh, interesting.
Which, again, you might think, okay, water, Pisces, that makes sense. But
It's the sports part of that equation.
exactly. Because in Aries, they're probably going to be all about that adrenaline rush, like jet skiing, windsurfing, all that good stuff.
Right. They want to conquer the waves. Yes. But a Pisces, they might be more into, like, a peaceful afternoon of snorkeling, really appreciating the beauty of the underwater world.
Yes. Observing, connecting with the sea life. It's a very different energy.
Totally different. So it's not even just about the activities themselves. It's about how they approach and experience those activities.
Yeah.
And that actually makes me think about another point the source made, which is the whole challenge of intimacy for Aries and Pisces, because they actually call it a minefield of misunderstandings.
Ooh, that's a heavy phrase. A minefield.
It is, right. And it's interesting because you'd think, water signs are supposed to be all about emotions and connection.
Right. And fire signs, passion.
Exactly. But the source really emphasizes that just because they both value intimacy, it doesn't mean they experience or express it in the same way.
It's so true. It goes back to that core difference. Aries is ruled by Mars, the planet of physical desire, while Pisces is influenced by Neptune, the planet of dreams and illusions. So Aries is going to approach intimacy very physically, very much in the moment, while Pisces is looking for something deeper, something more soulful, even
It's
spiritual.
like Aries is a five-alarm fire,
Hmm.
and Pisces is a slow, steady burn. And the source even goes so far as to say that if they're not on the same page, it can actually be, like, unpleasant for both partners. They even use the word torture at one point.
Oh, wow. Okay, so this is serious.
Yeah. And it highlights just how important it is for both signs to be willing to communicate, to compromise, and to, like, really try to understand each other's needs.
For sure. Because the potential for misunderstanding is huge.
It is. But the source does offer a glimmer of hope. They say that even though Aries and Pisces might seem like they're coming from totally different planets,
Literally.
literally, they say that these differences can actually become a source of strength if both partners are, fully invested in making things work. So it sounds like we're not just talking about, like, surface level adjustments here. We're talking about real deep personal growth for both partners.
100%. The source even uses the phrase drastically change at one point, which, that's intense.
It is intense, but also kind of exciting, right?
Yeah.
Because it suggests that this pairing, as tumultuous as it can be, also has the potential to push both people to evolve in ways they might never have imagined on their own.
Totally. It's like this cosmic boot camp for personal growth.
I love that. Cosmic boot camp. So for anyone listening who might be in an Aries-Pisces relationship right now, or maybe even just, like, toying with the idea
Playing with fire.
a little bit, what advice would you give them based on what we've uncovered from this very colorful source material?
Honestly, I'd say first and foremost, check your baggage at the door. Because you're both bringing some strong personalities and even stronger desires into the
For
mix.
sure.
And with that in mind, communication is key. But not just like casual texting or whatever. We're talking deep, soul-bearing conversations about what you both want, what you need, and where your boundaries lie.
Right, because those boundaries, especially with these two signs, are going to be all over the place.
Absolutely.
Yep.
And the willingness to not just hear, but truly listen to and respect your partner's needs is non-negotiable.
It's like learning a new dance together, right? With all these intricate steps and unexpected rhythms.
Yeah, I love that analogy.
And, sometimes you're going to step on each other's toes. It's inevitable.
It's part of the process.
Exactly. But if you can both laugh it off, adjust, and keep moving together, the source suggests that the end result can be pretty magical.
Absolutely. And that's where that whole fire and water thing can go from being a potential disaster
Yeah.
to the most incredible creative combustion you can imagine.
Ooh, I like that. So not extinguishing each other, but creating something new and beautiful and unexpected.
Precisely.
That's such a great note to end on.
It's all about transformation.
It really is. Well, listeners, we hope you've enjoyed this deep dive into the passionate, perplexing, and potentially transformative world of Aries and Pisces compatibility.
Until next time.
See ya.